Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, which I didn't watch any last night, Jeff Lewis Live, so much to chat about. Woo! If you missed today's episode, I'm going to fill you in. We have so much to chat about. He really dropped some bombshells at the end of hour one today. So we are going to chat about it. I hope you're having an amazing day. We are having a little bit of a chilly day, but it is President's Day. So my kids are off school. The husband is home. So it's been a little bit of a lazy day here, which has been good. I am going to do body combat tonight, so I can't wait for that. I told y'all I would update you. I would review. So hello on TikTok. Hello on Instagram. Hello on YouTube. If you were listening as a podcast, you can't see this, so you probably want to. This is the banana bread recipe that I made this morning with cottage cheese, almond flour. It gave the option of adding in blueberries or walnuts and chocolate chips, so I decided to do the walnuts and chocolate chip. Duh. I almost think I should have pureed the cottage cheese first, because I do use large curd cottage cheese. I had a quick bite before we got on. It is so good. I just wanted y'all to see what it looks like, and it made our house smell so good because it had you add 2 teaspoons maybe of cinnamon. So good. So good. Okay, I hope you're having a great day. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to give me some taps and likes over on TikTok. And make sure to hit the heart button over on Instagram. I really appreciate it. Let's get started because we have a lot to chat about. Okay. Valentine's. If you follow me on Instagram, I usually put everything up there as a story. Our family of 4, the ones that are left at home, the 3 other kids are away at college, did go see Heart Eyes, the scary movie this weekend or Friday night. I gave a review of it. I thought Jeff would talk about it. And maybe he did, because the end of the hour 2, my phone was laying on my kitchen island, wasn't even touching it, which is how it always messes up. I'm cutting myself a piece of the cottage cheese banana bread so I could review it like I told y'all that I would. And they're doing the game, like something about Joey, some game, that Joey was going to do. And all of a sudden it goes live to whatever that girl's name is. It's on after him. Anyways, so whatever happened after the game, I will have to listen to at the end of the show, because of course the freaking app messed up for me twice today. So freaking annoying. So annoying. What are y'all talking about? Trolls on David's thing? David Yontef? Tambo. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, okay. Keep it Tambo. I guess there was trolls over there, something. Anyways, okay, so we did see that. I did see entitled Housewife Saturday night with some girlfriends. It was so fun. She was hilarious. She is a ball of energy, to say the freaking least. I mean, she comes on as Becky Robinson, does that little, comedian show, and then she changes into entitled Housewife. That woman never took a breath, never took a drink of water even. I mean, she was nonstop the entire time. Our tickets were only $53 each after all the fees. A great deal. We had such a good time. We went to dinner beforehand. So make sure you're following me on my Instagram at Sarah from Texas Podcast. That's because where it's easier to just post stories and stuff. So that's where I did post it. I'm trying to get that to scroll across. I don't know what I did, y'all. I messed up the scroll thing. Anyways, okay. But I did post there. It was such a good show for sure. Andy Cohen Live. God bless him. He's on vacation again this week. I mean, I guess I'm happy for him, but I'm like, dude, like, you go on vacation too much. And if y'all listened to him last week, he was saying about vacation. Even John Hill was like, oh, we're off next week. Like, we're on vacation. Like, why wouldn't John Hill? John Hill is a literal co-host on Andy Cohen Live. He should be able to schedule his day around having that hour off Monday through Thursday. Well, I guess they do it Mondays and Wednesdays and pre-record Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't know. But it seemed like he didn't even know about the vacation. Like, oh my gosh. I did not watch the Saturday Night Live special last night. I meant to. I also want to get caught up on Southern Hospitality. I am abso-freaking-lutely watching the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion part 1 tonight. Andy Cohen better not be fluffing it up. You know what I mean? Like, he drives me nuts when he like says, "Oh my God, this is the best. This is the best." He has said multiple times, this is the best reunion since like OG, like Atlanta, New York. Like, this has been the best reunion. So if you watched part 1, let me know. I'm told by him, as if I talked to Andy Cohen, I'm told by Andy Cohen that we can watch this Potomac reunion parts 1, 2, and 3, even if we didn't watch this season. So I haven't watched Potomac in a couple of years, just kind of died out. I mean, I don't know. Ashley doesn't do it for me. The divorce, Michael grossed me out, just, but with Karen Huger and, the DUI of it all and her not showing up at the reunion, I definitely want to watch that. So, prayers continue to go out for Teddi Mellencamp and whatever recovery that she has ahead for her. And, being the mom of 3 young kids and going through a divorce, I mean, I can't even imagine. So, Kyle is now split though, because Kyle's, worried about her good friend Teddi Mellencamp, and now her ex-husband or split up ex-husband, whatever, Mauricio Umansky, gets into a skiing accident and has like literal screws and bolts and nuts in his clavicle, like crazy. So I think he'll be okay, but I'm sure Kyle is like, I need to be everywhere. I don't know. Wendy Williams, if y'all saw the video, I always repost that. TMZ caught her in Miami with her dad's birthday. She got to spend time with her son, Kevin Jr. So I hope things just go better for her. As we saw last week, the video of her from this clear big window in this medical facility? What would you call this? Like a what do you call it? What Wendy Williams is in? I'm not even sure what it's called. Yes, Linda says free Wendy. Abso-freaking-lutely. I think there was a GoFundMe set up for her. So I think a lot of people have donated to the GoFundMe because I think she has money and she has no access to the money. So that's the issue there. She did say something about, is it a nursing? Do we call it a nursing home? Because there's like 50-year-olds in there. I mean, it's not necessarily, definitely a medical care facility. Maybe that's the term we'll use, medical care facility. She did give some blame to her son, Kevin Jr., for kind of like mismanaging her money and stuff, but she does, she's okay with that and understands that. So I don't know. It's a mess. Wendy Williams called it a memory care facility, a memory care center. Thank you. Okay. So I think she's in there for that, but her guidance, her lady is wanting her to get even evaluated again for more issues, right? Yeah, for sure. Okay, for you Houston area chumpettes, I did get to meet a Houston area chumpette this past Saturday. She showed up to the walk that I had planned on the Sarah from Texas Facebook group last minute. It was so nice to meet her. I did decide to do another coffee this weekend. So if anyone in the Houston area, or you can drive, nice people only, obviously, I did put that in the events area of the Sarah from Texas Facebook group, 10 o'clock in Pearland, Texas. So if you want to come, I hope to see you there. Who is King and Gregory? I don't know who y'all are talking about. Thank you, Charlie. Charles asking everybody to remember to hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we've got over 115 people in here, and there's only 68 thumbs up. So it'd be nice if you hit the thumbs up for sure. Yes, they have. So TMZ has a documentary on Wendy Williams on Tubi. I mean, I didn't watch that one because I think they give all the information, and I do love TMZ. So I don't know. Yvonne Gal was in Katy this weekend. Katie's about 40 minutes from me. But at a hospital visiting a cousin. I hope your cousin is okay. Okay, let's get into it. I told you it's going to be a deep one, so we might just cut through it. So I'm going to blaze through the first 55 minutes because basically it was just a lot of ho-hum, whatever. And then they got to the meat of it all at the very end of Jeff Lewis Live today. So they're back from New York City. It was Sarah Colonna and Ryan Bailey on. Two people that have both been listed as coming to ChumpCon. This is one of the problems with ChumpCon. They literally announced all these chumps that were going and then halt. Ticket sales apparently aren't going the way they expected and hoped. And so now Jeff Lewis is having to backtrack and be like, So today is President's Day. Everyone at SiriusXM is off work. Even Jameson is off. Does anyone remember where Jameson was going? Like, he usually gives us as if we need to know, but he usually gives us a heads up. Maybe he went home. Is this his anniversary weekend? I think they started dating in March, but maybe this is a Valentine's Day weekend for him and Brandon Frank. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember. Anyways, I love that Jameson was listening live. So a lot of y'all have been asking me, now that there's no Jeff Lewis Live video, if Oscar was still working for Jeff. And we verified that today because he was on the mic today in replace of Jameson. So he's definitely still working there. Like I thought, I just figured since we don't get the video now, we don't see him on commercial breaks in the pre-show like we usually did. And that's honestly when Oscar would talk the most if Jeff wasn't talking to him. Lots of talk about Valentine's, what their plans was, everything. We still know that Jeff and his boyfriend Ty are still official. So that is good news for him. Lots of questions if Ryan Bailey is going to propose to his girlfriend, Rebecca. So I have met Rebecca, I think once, maybe twice. Anyway, super cute. I love them together. Sounds like it's going to happen in Q1. So I think, I'm not a mathematician, but if 12 divided by 4 is 3. I'm thinking it needs to happen by the end of March, right? Q1. Anyway, so it sounds like the works are into that, but she's got to listen to the show. I mean, she's going to have to know this is going to happen, right? Sarah and John, they either went to DeBarbara alone with a whole ass bottle of champagne and 3 bottles of wine, or they went also with her mother-in-law. Not real sure which, but there was a lot of drinking going on. They had a roadie, or as Jeff likes to call it, a traveler. I think a roadie is what my friends call it. Of like vodka. It sounded like a Madras, like vodka, cranberry, orange juice, whatever. On the way, then they had a whole bottle of champagne, and then they had 2 bottles of wine, but they had brought 3 bottles of wine with them. So even if that's 3 adults, that's a lot, right? I mean, that's a lot of alcohol to be consumed. Of course, they weren't driving, but and it's Valentine's, what have you. But anyways, that's a hearty appetite for alcohol. So Jeff is in sweats today. As you see, his wiener was apparently being hidden by Sarah because it was protruding from the Lululemon sweatpants he was wearing, but he's going to get his butt plumped later. So I guess the Sculptra, the like putting air in your butt is kind of what he's doing. And then you have to like recover for a week and like not lay on it, not sit on it, maybe massage it. I don't know who gets to massage this now that, now that his boyfriend lives in Dallas. I don't really know. It's going to be interesting. They talked about how in New York City, they went to the Palm restaurant, a family Valentine's in New York City. I didn't love the new promo. Like Jeff teased it. So I thought, oh, okay. Like usually I like put my phone down during commercials, honestly, and go load the dishwasher or unload, get a snack, something. I thought, okay, let me listen to this new promo. It was about Paul and Patrick. I don't know. It's about them being like shady. I didn't like the voice who did it too. So I thought it was kind of lame. Oh, that would be fantastic news. Mama Judy says, I bet Ryan and his girlfriend bought a house, and he doesn't want to say that, but that's what Ryan's Valentine gift was related to. That's kind of a big gift. Like that's a much bigger deal. I don't know his finances. I don't know her finances, but I think that's probably I don't think it's that. I mean, I guess we'll find out, but I just don't personally think it's that. Anyways. Okay. But let me know if y'all like the Paul and Patrick promo. I just didn't love it. Okay. At the end, Jeff talks about the Bravo meeting that he teased us about last weekend. They said yes. They keep asking because Bravo and, NBC own each other, whatever, in bed together. Asked him about doing traders. He was like, not really my thing. Don't want to be gone that long, what have you. Then he goes into letting Ryan and Sarah, who have been listed at least twice. There's been at least 2 or 3. So Michael Beck, I have the video of that where Michael Beck announced the lineup of chumps that would be at the event. That's not the event. Then they've updated another list where Kelly Dodd wasn't. That Kelly Dodd was on that first list. MJ was on that first list. Then Shane read a list one time. Kelly Dodd wasn't on it. Then last week, Kelly Dodd was added and she was on the chump list. So we know more of that from her and Rick saying something on the Rick and Kelly show, right? So Rick said, I would do Chump Con for free because Jeff has done so much for me. So he is not listed on there. So he may be for free. But Jeff basically says, look, there's 15 chumps going right now. Ryan and Sarah. Like Ryan, you were number 16. Like you were like a couple more ticket sales and I can afford to pay you to go to Chump Con. I don't know if this was the first time they were hearing about that, but I sure the hell hope not, because I would think you got to allot time. You got to figure out like, if Sarah had stuff to do, if he had stuff to do, it's April 11th through 13th, but that's probably the 10th through the 14th when you talk about flying in or driving into Las Vegas. It's a lot. To me, it was a big deal for people that might have bought tickets already, thinking that a chump was going to be there and now they're not listed, or that somebody wasn't going to be there and now that they are listed, right? Yeah, Nurse M is like, Ryan is a fan favorite. I can tell you, Ryan is I met him at a couple of Bravo events, and I met him at BravoCon. I've met him at Jeff's BravoCon party. He is very easy to chat with. He makes everyone feel comfortable. But the thing about Ryan Bailey, he is a fan himself. Like he literally loves all the shows that we talk about. So he will talk to anybody, and he's super easy to chat with. Makes me sad if anyone bought tickets assuming that he was going to be there and now he's like kind of on the maybe list. You know what I mean? Wait, what? Charlie Charles said, yeah, but Chump Con has a larger audience. On their daily smash, she had a lot of negative comments. I guess y'all talking about Kelly. Anyways, Lincoln the Golden says, most unprofessional event ever. Wow. So let's keep talking. Okay. Yeah, she's definitely going. HJPH Kelly said she said that last week. So we've already chatted about that. Ooh, interesting. That's not what Jeff is saying. Raquel says this will be the only Chump Con, in my opinion. It's a headache for Jeff, and I don't believe he'll keep doing it. I don't disagree with that because I think Jeff has to be so pissed off, so humiliated that all of this negativity, all the little quirks that are coming out, like, I don't care how fast they did this. He should have professional enough people around him planning this. And by that, I mean, whoever is related to Resorts World, Michael Beck is the one producing this with them, and his attorney. Like, I don't blame Shane for any of this because I don't think this was his deal. You know what I mean? I feel like Jeff has got to be so pissed off that he now has to tell people, look, I announced you as a chump coming to Chump Con and told you, and now I've got to call and tell you, hey, you're not coming. So God forbid, I hope that Ryan and Sarah were told before the live show today for sure. So he did update us. He does have insurance now. If more tickets sell, the main thing is not him making more money. The main thing is him hiring more chumps. So he hopes to have, originally he thought he would have 25 chumps. Now he hopes he would have a maximum of 20. So maybe 5 more chumps. So basically every time they get to a certain number of ticket sales or what have you, then it sounds like he's going to be able to call up another chump. And it sounds like Ryan Bailey is the next on the list. I don't know where Sarah Colonna is. Let me know in comments if you would go, if Sarah Colonna is there, if it makes a difference if she's there. But I'm trying to remember, does anyone remember the list that they read off last week when they finally added Kelly Dodd? Because I didn't record that and I don't have that. And I don't know who all was on that. But I do know one of them, and I put it in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group today. I put several of the list because they've read out several times and I video recorded it or audio recorded it. No, Dana Maria says, are you going? No, I've said no for a long time now. Anyway, so, and then Jeff admits, okay, that he was never made aware. He said there's been some hiccups. There's learning curves. I get it. It's a huge event. He's not some dinky ass girl like me, though, who has no idea what he's doing. He's had many live events. He's been doing Jeff Lewis lives for years before 2021 when I went to the first one in November. I mean, like, there's no excuse. He should be on it. Michael Beck should be on it. His attorney should be on it. The people at Resorts World, whoever his contacts with that is, should be on it. He should have known when I announced $3,000, he should be saying plus fees and taxes. I'm sorry. To me, you got to say that. I don't care. That's a lot of money. When someone told me that it was $3,700 after the taxes and fees, $700 isn't something to blink at for anybody, right? For me, I've talked about this. $3,700 isn't going to affect my life. Okay, I'll be honest. Add on the air fees, add on the hotel, add on the food, add on the outfits. It's not going to make a big blip in my life. Okay, to be honest with you. That $700 extra of taxes and fees would piss me off so bad because I do not like to be surprised. But for people who was really like taking out credit card for debt like this, like a lot of chumpettes were letting me know that they were choosing to do. When you hear the price of $3,000 for VVIP, now they call it platinum, I think. They were calling VIP. That's where there's a lot of been confusion too, is all the different names and how to get the tickets and where to get the tickets and what's included and the glitches and glitches galore, right? I'd be pissed if I were Jeff Lewis. So mad. Like some heads would be fucking rolling for sure. Because that's his reputation. He's the one that looks like a dodo brain with the glitch, the tickets going live a night early. The glitch where just regular rando general admission people could buy tickets to the pool party that was supposed to be only for the VVIP, VIP, which they're now calling platinum and gold. I mean, and the gold package went up. They had said it was $2,000, then it was like $2,300 or $2,250. Like, I don't know. I'd be so mad. But why wasn't he aware of these fees? This isn't his first round with an event like this. Even though this is on a much bigger scale, somebody should have let him know. When I had my dinky ass Sarah from Texas Live from Hollywood event last January, one of the things we talked about in the beginning with my event producer who reached out to me, y'all know how that ended up. He was a piece of shit. Just a crap show for sure. But anyways, one of the things in the beginning was what the ticket prices were going to be. So when Annie and that guy and I were on a Zoom together, one of the things was talking about ticket prices. And I'm like, no, I want tickets to be like $20. And they were like, no, we got to sell it. It has to be more. Long story short, once he told me that our tickets were through Eventbrite. So just a different ticket thing, kind of like Ticketmaster, Eventbrite, what have you. Once he told me there were fees for that, I don't even know who was getting the fees. For all I know, he could have been getting the fees because trust me, that event producer was adding on fees for him for everything. And trust me, he had his own fees, right? Like, trust me, he was getting his coin. He got his big fat check at the end of the day, even though he was a piece of shit. But I said, look, okay, I agree to $50 ticket sales, but include all the taxes, include the Eventbrite fees in there. I don't want to be telling my audience, hey, tickets are $50 and then add on taxes and fees because I don't like that as a buyer. I don't want to know that. So I ate that profit and just had him add in that taxes and fees to that. I just don't understand why the fees were so much. Taxes, I guess I get. That has to be whatever. But 12% of a ticket fee? 12%? Like, I don't know what's normal, but that's a lot of money. But even if it was 12, you can't do 12% on 3,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, even realtors that sell like a expensive ass house, they may not do the usual and customary. I'm making this stuff up because I haven't seen $1 Million Listing LA a lot lately. But say the usual 6%, right? 3 to the broker, 3 to the realtor, whatever they're called. You might do less than that than if it was a $500,000 house, right? So on a $3,000 ticket, do you still do the regular percent? Like that seems like a lot. You know what I mean? Sarah says, did he approach you about doing your event, then try to charge you for doing it? What an a-hole. Oh, yes, honey. Yes, that's exactly what he did. He actually approached Annie, and then Annie approached me because Annie was doing my video reels at the time. So Annie called me one day and said, hey, someone is interested in you doing a live event. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do a live event. I have like less than 30,000 Instagram followers. Like, who would come to a live event? She was like, oh, let's just have the Zoom. He'll talk to you about it. It was not mentioned early on about what my price to pay him was going to be. He thought this was supposed to come out of my marketing line item in life. And I was like, I don't have a marketing line item. Like, I don't have a business. I had nothing. It was insane. Like the merch, of course, he wanted me to use his merch person. When I wanted to order cakes and cupcakes, he wanted me to use his bakery, his cookie. He was adding a fee onto everything. Yeah, that was already, he already had a base fee for his event production. And it wasn't cheap. So, yeah. Yes, that's so true, Michelle, who lives in Las Vegas. And this is everywhere, but it's getting ridiculous. Michelle says, this is why people are annoyed with Las Vegas right now. Your rooms say one price and then you pay so much. Yeah, so some rooms will be like, oh, there's a $50 a day resort fee, mandatory, whether you use the stuff or not. Then there's the taxes and the fees and the this and the that. I mean, yeah. It's like VRBO, it'll say like $500 a night, and then you get the bill for 2 nights, and it's, $2,100 because the cleaning fee, the taxes, the VRBO fee, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I won't even say who the guy's name is because he's such a dumbass telling me a year ago, I'm going to get my attorney involved. I'm like, you're the dodo brain who went to Facebook groups, all the trashy Jeff Lewis Live Facebook groups, and wrote a bunch of lies about me. It had terrible grammar. Do y'all remember that? Memories. Anyways. Thank you. Nurse Sim says, I'm sorry you went through that. Y'all had no idea because I was keeping it all behind the scenes. I knew from probably the first week that he reached out to me when he didn't have a contract for me to sign. I was like, you don't want a contract? You don't want money up front? You don't what? Within a few weeks, I was like, wait, what? And I was putting on a brave face. And at that point, I didn't even think I could get out of it. Immediately, before tickets even went on sale, there was, my friend Annette flying in from LA, New York, $10,000 dinner. Melanie was flying out from Virginia. They'd already booked their tickets. So when I tell you, you have no idea that about 48 hours before the event, which was January 20th, 2024, it's forever etched in my horrific memory. I almost decided to cancel it all because he had not one dime from me, which was his mistake, right? So stupid. And then just be like, hey, we're going to have this event at, just rent a room somewhere and then provide all this other stuff, because what I was spending on it, I could have just spent gobs of money on the people that were coming. Anyway, I will give you more of those details on any Ask Me Anything on our live subscription on Sunday evenings. Just like someone asked a very deep, emotional, personal question last night, and I answered it. It wasn't easy to answer, but anyways, I went into all the details of that. Okay, so again, my thoughts are Jeff has had live events before. He should know exactly what he's doing with this. I felt like I was getting people bitching and moaning to me about the fees that were added on, the tickets that went on sale a night early, the fact that people were being able to buy the pool party and then it wasn't supposed to be, the price change, the chump change, meaning the chumps, the change in the people that were coming, you know what I mean? Anyways, Jordy says, Sarah, you got screwed on that entire deal that topped off with all the gaslighting from Daily Dose of Dodo, tattling lies to Jeff. Oh, I'm sure she was tattling lies to Jeff, but anyways, it didn't help what Jeff was also saying on the radio about me, the day before my event and the week before that. So it was crazy. Thank you. Oh, Krista, I don't know. I don't think it'll be canceled at this point. I think he's given too much details. Krista says, I'm concerned that ChumpCon may be canceled. A lot of y'all were telling me that before, like maybe this lack of having insurance was Jeff's out in case ticket sales didn't go the way he wanted, or the chumps were asking for too much money, what have you. That should have all been played out before. Even someone sent me a picture of a screenshot in Reddit somewhere where somebody has way too much time on their hands, way more obsessed than me, and did like this Excel spreadsheet about what this ticket costs, and they're selling this many, and this ticket's all the whatever, and what Jeff should be able to make on this event. But that's all based on the ticket sales. So I agree that he's had to pivot and rearrange some of the platinum and the gold ticket sales to be general admission. Because at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to cancel this. I don't know if he'll have any more. Because if I were him, I'd just be pissed that it's going this way. Because it's not just been one bump. It's been a lot of bumps. You know what I mean? Charles is reminding people, if you want to hit the thumbs up button, just X out from the message page and then hit the thumbs up and then come right back in. Or you could just always hit the thumbs up before you even get into comments. Nick James says, I'm curious, how are ChumpCon ticket prices compared to BravoCon? It's so hard to compare the same because the first BravoCon I went to was 3 full days of included stuff, right? Your tickets were included in all of that stuff. And it was like 100 Bravo celebrities. So it was very different. BravoCon 2023 in Las Vegas was a little bit different in the fact that they didn't just have a Watch What Happens Live ticket where every price was the same. They had like the up front tickets were higher price and there was a middle, and then, they kind of adjusted things. So it's a little hard to compare them both. It also depends on the VVIP, all that, but it's a little harder to compare both of the prices for it, right? Yeah. I mean, there's definitely and then y'all keep DMing me asking me who the person is that's complaining. Can anyone verify, was MJ listed in the list of names going on the latest ChumpCon Chump list from last week? Is she part of that 15 that Kelly Dodd was added to the end? Because I can't remember. She's definitely been added on the one that I put in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group, and she's been on the one that Shane also read off, but it keeps changing, which is a problem, right? You can't say all these people are going to be there and then be like, oops, ticket sales weren't good enough, we're going to back off 5 to 10 people. I mean, that's kind of a lot out of only 15, right? He was hoping for 25. Now he's down to 15. He's hoping to get back up to 20 people. Okay, another blow for us fans. What did y'all think of him announcing if Flipping Out 2.0 happens? Wait, what? So he gives us an update about his Bravo meeting in New York City last Wednesday. And he basically says, look, if the reality show reboot, which we know he's talking about Flipping Out 2.0, happens, it would not even film till possibly the end of 2025. And then it wouldn't even go on air until 2026. Like, what? What's the if, though? Does that mean Bravo has no idea what to do with him? It's not a done deal. Like when he mentioned it weeks ago, it sounded like a done deal. And then Andy Cohen quickly was like, wait, dude, why are you announcing this? Is this already sold? And he's like, no. Oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't. He announced this a long time ago. Crazy. It's almost sounded like it's not happening. And I was obviously so excited, but it's already, it already All this time they were talking about maybe filming it in January. That's already come and gone. Then he was getting the hair transplant that they never talk about anymore. Then it was going to be delayed because of the hair transplant to start filming in April after he could properly recover from the hair transplant. Now it's mid-February, and he's like, if this reboot were to happen, it wouldn't even film till later in 2025, which kind of makes my enthusiasm. I'm like, dang, it's been a long time since he's been off TV. Crazy. Candace says, when he said that Shannon Bedore was next, but passed it up because she's going to be filming OC, so Kelly was invited. Why do you think some chumps aren't going who were? It's frankly because of money. He doesn't have the money to invite all of them and pay them. That's what he said today. So the reason Shannon Bedore's not going is because she's filming and she can't. So there's that. That's what he's saying. Oh, did he say that at the end of the show? Like I said, my god dang app messed up, so I don't know what they said because my app switched over to Julia Cunningham when I was getting my piece of banana bread. So good. And walnuts, as Jamie Kennedy says, is brain food. So I'm eating brain food. Yay. Okay, LTD says Jeff said $12,000 in ticket sales and he can add another chump. Wow. 12,000 in ticket sales per chump. Woo! Yes, for sure. Nurse M says Michael Beck should know about this stuff. He set up the same hotel, Resorts World, for Southern Hospitality. And if this is his first event, then maybe you don't let your buddy do your first event. I mean, no offense, Michael Beck. I've met you. You're nice. So is your mom. Shout out. Why you're affiliated with Donna Bowling, I do not know. But if this is your first event, then you should have had it together a lot more. Like there shouldn't have been all these bumps. Like I'd be very disappointed if I'm Jeff, because there was lots of bumps and delays in Fan Social, the app. So is this something to do with Michael Beck? You know what I mean? Charlie Charles says Chump Con, pun intended, is sounding like a con already. What starts out crazy will end up crazier. Yeah. Oh, wait, what? How do you know that? Jet says MJ and Kelly don't talk, like they're not friendly at all. I don't know anything about that. I definitely am trying. A lot of you are DMing me that you think it's MJ that's been complaining. Has anyone said in comments, does anyone have the list of 15 chumps that was last mentioned? Because those should be official. They should already be coming. They should have already gotten the invitation from Jeff. He should already have the approval from them, the verification that they're coming. Oh, you think? I don't know if they'll do that either. Tiffany Chump says, I'm hoping it stays unorganized so I can get into more activities for free. Jen Helen says, yeah, some chumps might have bought their tickets because a certain chump was going to be there, and now they're not going to be there. It's messed up. Yeah. Like Ryan Bailey. He's great. He's got a ton of fans from his podcast, ton of fans from being on Jeff Lewis Live. And now he's like the next level, and he's hoping to sell more tickets. But let's be serious. At this kind of price and something where someone definitely, I mean, besides my friend Michelle, who lives in Las Vegas, shout out. And she's not even going to ChumpCon. You have to have the money. You have to have the time off from work. You have to have the availability. You know, it's mid-February. This is less than 2 months away. The event, ChumpCon, is April 11th through the 13th in Las Vegas. Most people, I'm assuming, don't just last minute decide to spend, $6,000 or however much it's going to end up costing them. I think there might be a lot of the general admission, the a la carte bot, and that's not where he's going to make the money, because I think the intention was to sell out. Obviously, we all have hopes for Jeff to sell this out. I thought it might sell out immediately because it's only 500 tickets total. Now, we said today that 400 have sold, but that's not 400 sold the way he thought it was going to sell. The way he hoped it would sell was the 150 platinum tickets at $3,000 plus taxes and fees. The 100 tickets of gold package, whatever it ended up being, $2,300 plus taxes and fees. It was supposed to be $2,000, and then all the a la carte stuff. So that's clearly not happening right now. Oh, don't blame this on Aries, honey, because I'm an Aries, and trust me, I'm all about the follow through. Jet says it's not going to happen. Aries always have big, grand, great ambitions with very low follow through. Not this Aries, March 24th, 1973. Nick James says, I'm still trying to figure out if $3,000 is worth it. Then pay the hotel and the airfare and the meals. I just feel like it's so much. Even $500 for the show. I paid $500 to see Madonna. I do think that sometimes, like with Madonna, because I just saw her too, and I've seen her before, you're selling out a huge venue, right? So your price per whatever is, but then they also have a much bigger entourage to pay, right? The backup dancers, the crew, that all that. So in some aspects, Jeff doesn't have all that part of it. But in some ways, a Chump Con like this being the first year, I can see it costing more because it's a smaller event. It's each person is having to pony up more money for it, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. Oh, Maria says, I got the impression that he was just saying that to cover that he isn't supposed to confirm. Oh, that there's 400 tickets sold? Yeah, I don't know. Mariah Joy says, I think Jeff was putting the cart before the horse, as he often does. Chump Con is an example, now flipping out 2.0. Yeah, and it's disappointing because I don't usually think of Jeff as if anything, I think of Jeff announcing something and then there's a follow through. This is, like I said, I'm shocked and disappointed because I don't usually think of Jeff Lewis and shit show going together in Chump Con, and now the flipping out 2.0 news today. It's just feeling like a shit show. It's feeling like, what is happening here? You know what I mean? I don't know. Tiffany Chump says, I was thinking about it. I'm kind of mad. I wasted it on my last trip. I should have saved it for this. Yeah. Well, you get to go again. So it doesn't matter. You get to go. Wait, what? Nick James says, I feel like Jeff is getting too big for his britches, and not because of his ass, not because of Sculptra. Anyways, okay, if anyone wants to come on, you can hit the invite button. I did put that link up at the very, 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 very top. Bon D says, did you guys already talk about what chumps were griping about getting paid more or less? He was talking about it last week. No, I think he was talking about one person that is asking why they haven't been invited at all. But then he did mention somebody was complaining about all the workload and they've been paid more or the same price for like one chump event. And then this is like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, or Friday nights, all day Saturday and Sunday morning, ending with the Doug brunch. That Doug brunch better sell out. I mean, y'all need to go see Doug. He'll make you feel like, if you think he makes you feel special in the DMs by answering every one of you, sending you videos, sending you pictures, tours of his house. I know y'all share with me what he sends to y'all. He really has a knack for making you feel special. Like Doug Buden just has that. He is very charismatic, very easy to talk to, very down to earth. And he truly loves, so does Jeff. I mean, I've said this all along. Jeff absolutely loves his fans. He loves meeting new people. He loves being recognized. I mean, why wouldn't you want to be, right? I mean, a woman at entitled Housewife. My 3 friends had gone to sit down, and I was waiting because my girlfriend wanted a glass of wine. So I waited in the line with her, and we're just chatting. And a woman says, "Hey, are you that Instagrammer?" And I was like, yeah. And it's always like it takes you off guard because I'm not used to being recognized unless I'm at a Jeff Lewis event or BravoCon, something that somebody knows where I'm going to be. And it's kind of more it makes sense that I'm there instead of like entitled Housewife on a Saturday night. Anyways, and I'm like, yeah. But it's like, then she turns around and was talking to a friend, and I'm like, I don't even know if that girl likes me. Like, she could have been like, are you that girl? And now she's going to go make fun of me, or took a picture of me and my big butt and put it on Reddit. I don't even know. But Jeff loves to be recognized. He's used to it. He will announce where he's going to be, what time he's going to be at the airport, what restaurants to go to. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I wonder who was complaining. That almost sounds like a Joey Zauzig thing to complain about, just because I feel like he's got an in with Jeff. And I feel like he would maybe be like, hey, I'm an influencer. I got paid for doing less than this. I don't know, maybe. But a lot of y'all think it's MJ. Oh my God. HJPH says, how's the jab weight loss, Sarah? I started Friday. It's going great. I have no side effects. I have no faint headache. I had like 2 or 3 faint headaches when I was on Wegovy, the brand name shot for those 4 weeks. Now I'm about a week into the compounded tirzepatide and from Mochi, and nothing, no side effects at all. But I eat normal. Like, I don't eat normal, but I eat like a normal person should. Like, I eat to live. And live to eat. I eat to live instead of live to eat. You know what I mean? So, but like yesterday I got a patty melt that was huge. Ate it all, but there's no way I could have gotten French fries. Like, the guy was like, don't you want fries? I'm like, no way. No way. But I feel like for me, the medicine is making me crave protein, which is so good. Sarah says it's very different doing a live event than a TV show running. Yeah, but I think he's got a production company. That's why, like event production, Michael Beck. Somebody said that he added that to his Instagram page. I have no idea if that's true or not. Wait, why is more than one person suggesting that Michael Beck is on the pasta, if you catch my drift about like the Vanderpump of it all? I don't feel like he is. Aren't those people usually really skinny? Michael Beck is too busy on the pasta getting it on with the guys in prison, Sarah says. Oh my God. Not true. Not true. I don't feel like, I don't know. Oh, Linda says ChumpCon has sounded like a fire festival. You said it, not me. Very true. Tracy Smith said ChumpCon is still very exciting for us chumps. Absolutely. And I'm very happy for everyone that's going. I have been the biggest cheerleader saying y'all are going to have so much fun. Y'all just have to respect why it doesn't make sense for me to go. For a lot of reasons. Yeah, I don't feel like Kelly and MJ are close friends. Oh, for sure chumps will be there. Jeff is the biggest chump. His ass will be there for sure. Sarah says most live events will say performers may vary, like West End shows, if you go because of a name in it and their understudy goes on. Yeah, but that's more Broadway. But yeah, for sure. Tiffany Chump says, yes, I'm so excited. It will be organized chaos. It's okay as long as it's not hot and sweaty like the last show. I have to bring my fan. No, I think April should be great for Las Vegas. It still gets chilly at night. Have I been to April? I've been in March, which is chilly in March. I've been for spring break. I've been to Las Vegas so many times since I was 12 years old. So many different times of the year. I actually love the summer. I love when it's blazing hot and I'm at the pool and I'm people watching, people in the skimpy bikinis. I love it. Oh, wait, what? Oh, that's interesting. Hey, shout out, lover. Tracy Smith says, it's funny how the narrative changes when you're no longer a part of the in crowd. I was never a part of the in crowd, honey. Where have you been? But no, I'm just stating the facts, and let's be clear. It's been an interesting, whatever. Oh no. Sarah says I thought they stopped videoing Jeff Lewis live, but because the cameras were in for Flipping Out 2.0 and they weren't saying anything. Nope, absolutely not. Because they've said this is part of layoffs. And also they still have the recording crew in New York, Nashville, and Miami. It's LA that the one got dropped for. So that's the one on that one. Yes, Tiffany Chump says the Doug brunch, that's one of them. The Doug brunch, the introduction, the Friday night happy hour, I feel like, and the the karaoke with Shane is all part of the platinum and the gold packages only, supposedly. They could change that soon. Tiffany Chump says the Doug Budin brunch is only available for the platinum and gold package. If it was a la carte, it would sell out for sure. Yeah, but I think that's the reason to make people say pony up the money for that. You know what I mean? They put things in there like the Shane karaoke because he talks about doing karaoke at what is Jamie Kennedy on the thing? Oh, he might be one of the ones complaining why he's not. I don't know if he was. I think he was invited on the list at one point. I have no idea, which that'll be interesting since his girlfriend is Jeff Lewis's one of his nannies. That'll be interesting when you mix all of that. Nurse M says, did Jamie Kennedy want to go to ChumpCon? As far as I know, every single one of them want to go to ChumpCon. They've all literally invited themselves. Even Ryan Bailey said today, hey, I want to go just to go as a fan. Like, I think it'll be fun. I think Lakendra Took said that also, right? I mean, Sarah Colonna was like, hey, John and I want to go too. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Christina says, I feel that Doug's brunch would have been the first thing sold out. Doug has a lot of fans, and I feel like it would have been too, for sure. Tiffany Chump says, I think it's MJ because Joey will be there. He's doing the pool party, right? Yes, Saturday morning. Remember, MJ was pretty wasted the last show that she was at and not social at all. Didn't stay very long. Okay, that's one of the clues Jeff gave is that he got feedback from his fans that whoever it was complaining wasn't even the best, like making people feel welcome and all that kind of things. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yes, Bondi, wouldn't we all? Bondi says, I'd freaking love to go to ChumpCon, but I'm not rich. I mean, trust me, some people are definitely telling me they're putting their finances in an interesting situation to attend. And you know, that's their choice, right? Mariah Joy says, isn't it weird that Jeff doesn't have any old friends, OG chumps on the show anymore? Well, I would consider Doug one, but he's about no Dr. Dawn anymore. She's definitely not on. Is it normal to go through friendships at such an expedient rate in your mid-50s? I mean, not for me, but he's in a very different situation with the professional and the personal together. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm sure he knows by now. Trust me, Jeff hears about everything. So many people tattle on me. Oh my God, Sarah's saying this, Sarah's saying that. Nick James says, I wonder if Jeff will be surprised that you aren't there. I mean, you're a big fan. Lots of people go because of you. I mean, you're a direct connect to some of his biggest fans, right? Let's just, I don't know. I'm sure he knows I won't be there. Because I'm sure a lot of people tell him stuff. Yeah, Bondi says it's funny how Sarah Colonna never gets offended by Jeff when he sort of tries to start shit with her. She just goes with the flow. Smart. I mean, I don't think she needs the money, or I think she likes the whole connection of Jeff Lewis. I don't think she needs the money. I don't think she needs to sell her little clear purses that I've never bought, but I think she loves the connection with Jeff Lewis live. I mean, she went to DeBarbara to eat dinner. She's probably hoping some fans would see her and John and come up to her. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people. I don't know. I mean, it should say something. Nick James says, do you think it will say something that you aren't there? Should say something. Yeah. Tracy Smith says, I miss Dr. Donna. I just think it's interesting that he seemed to have announced that they talked and everything was okay. She apologized, what have you. If you watch me, I always said I did not feel like she did anything with a bad intent. I felt like she was truly telling him that off air as a true concerned person that has been with him since flipping out. I mean, you talk about an OG. Dr. Donna's been through it with Jeff Lewis. But now he's not even following her on Instagram. He follows Dr. Laura, whatever, that he's had on like twice. I'm like, wait, what? Interesting. Yeah. The last episode with Dr. Donna was chilling, and that's the video worth watching. Yeah, with MJ when yeah, because she hasn't been on since, has she? can't remember. Anyways. Oh, Jet says, well, I guess he is. Jeff should replace Dr. Donna with Dr. Laura, but she doesn't live in LA, so she can't necessarily come on all the time like he wants a chump to do. I have been very honest. I feel like he's having the same people on every week. Literally, Sarah Colonna is literally on every week. I'm like, I've always said, and this is nothing new. It's nothing against Sarah Colonna. Even Carney, who I love. I said in the beginning, we need like 2 to 3 weeks between Carney. For a while, she was coming on quite a bit. I'm like, we need her to go out and live life, have some stories to tell. The same old thing was like the hole in the Hello Kitty costume and banging her husband. I didn't want to hear about her farting. I didn't want to hear about all that. You know what I mean? No, HJPH says, Sarah, did you see Chef Stu's podcast about toxic exes? He's still so in love with Jeff. No, I haven't. I don't listen to his podcast, to be honest with you. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I mean, it's enough to do everything else that I do. You know what I mean? She has a big history of a lot of things. Bondi says, I feel like Dr. Laura has a past history of being homophobic. She has a lot of negativity surrounding her, but whatever. Jet says the Dr. Donna episode was telling because it was in that moment that you could clearly see he had decided that she would never get an invite back. I could see it. He was done. And I'll be the first. I thought he was wrong in that. I thought he was absolutely wrong in that. But I also thought he was wrong in what he did to me on live radio too. So, who's in? Lakendra Tukes. So Joey Zauzig and Lakendra Tukes were on at the end. Lakendra is the one who used to be on Wednesdays on Reality Checked, and then she got let go a few weeks ago. So now this is her second time on Jeff Lewis Live. I think she's great. I do hope we get some more content other than her looking for a man and wanting to have a baby in her belly. So that so far seems to be the only content I hear. So I do want to hear more from her. Joey is in love again. Shocker of all shocker. The guy's in his bedroom right now. He didn't spend Valentine's with him, though. He went home alone from hanging out with his friends and then ordered in McDonald's. I'm like, okay. So I think it's very, but then he seemed to ask Jeff, did y'all hear this? When he asked Jeff, oh, so you are official with your guy? And I'm like, how do you not know that? Like, what? Like, I thought y'all were really good friends. Like, I don't know. So interesting. Wait, what? Krista says Joey could fall in love alone in an elevator. I mean, you know. Oh, their voices together. Bond. Lakendra Tukes is very excitable. Like she's a very excitable personality. So I get what you're saying. Bondi says, I listened to the second hour for 3 seconds and their voices together were so annoying. The only reason I didn't finish the show is because it skipped over the freaking app when they were playing a game at the very end and it skipped over to Julia Cunningham. So I'll have to go and listen to it later. Nurse M says, where is Jade Catapretta? She always wants to hang out with Jeff, right? Yeah, I think they all want to hang out with Jeff. She hasn't been in a while, but also they took a little breather from Joey too. I mean, part of that was a week in New York, but even Joey was like, I would have flown to New York. I almost hopped on a plane. And they're like, we were busy. Like, we didn't invite you. Like, we had our dinners and you weren't included. Like, it's okay. Just because you came last time doesn't mean you need to come. Especially, no offense, I thought months ago, well, gosh, it's almost a year ago now that he and his Brian broke up. It's April when they broke up. I think March, April. Maybe April. But before that, you know, Joey was very flirty with Jeff. So I would not, if I were Ty and I were Jeff, I would not want to be with Joey and Ty. I think it'd be super uncomfortable. Like, I don't feel like Joey is like, yay, Jeff's in a relationship. No, he's booed up. No, I don't think Joey's happy about that at all. I think Joey still holds out hope for a reality TV show and a Jeff Lewis Live, relationship. You know what I mean? I don't know. Wait, what? M. Dalmont says, I love all these new people are commenting. Get comfortable in comments. It's so much more fun to join live. M. Dalmont says, by 2026, Jeff Lewis Live is going to be worse than ever if it still exists. Tell me more. Why do you think that? I think it's a long time to go off TV. I hate that we got the update that we did about Flipping Out 2.0. So, yeah, a lot of y'all are saying you're not keen on all of the new, Yvonne Gal doesn't love the games. She said the games are so lame. I didn't hear this one today because, the freaking app, but I do like the judge one, Dr. Judge, not Dr. Judge, Judge Lauren Lake. I like the gavel one, the out of order one. I like that one. Anyways, yeah, Justin's no longer. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining live. If you are listening as a replay, thank you so much. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you're listening as a podcast, please scroll down and find the 5-star and give me a 5-star rating and review. I would really appreciate it. I will see you same place, same time tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. If you are on TikTok, thank you so much for joining live. If you're on Instagram, thank you for joining live. If you want to get comfortable in comments, then please join us live on the YouTube because that is the comments. It's just easier for me to read than reading 3 of them. So anyways, see y'all tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern. Bye. Bye, Instagram.